Buy on POE. Construct your character. Command the Waystones. Conquer the bosses.
Hello, everybody in the web world of web. This is Rob with Buy on POE. So, just looking at a quick rundown on the character, I'm doing a Witch Infernalist minion build, of course. And I'm going to do additional content, but I think first would be kind of cool to do a little showcase. So, I'm going to do an Inscribed Ultimatum. So let's just go ahead and run Level 80 trial and see how the character handles it. If it's something interesting you.
A practitioner of the dark arts seeks.
But we turned on the in-game sound so that way there's something to listen to or some kind of noise while I'm
amusing.
playing. Let's see. I don't like those petrification ones. Defense and impending doom is easy enough.
Be careful where you stand.
But I've never really had the in-game sound on, so
prove yourself.
Funny listening to it for the first time. Traditionally, when I play, it's just my friends and BS on Discord. So, as an Infernalist, I'm using the Raging Spirits, and they're triggered through the Summon of the Flame Wall. It brings the Raging Spirits out. You can have 11 in total out. Normally, I just kind of bump it every now and then. If you just sit there with your foot on the gas, spitting these things out, you're going to probably go, I use the archers. They're not called archers, really. Snipers. And I use this command gas periodically. I do like it. It seems to hit pretty good. Run stuff down. The first trial, relatively easy. There's the thing that blows up on the ground every now and then. But I'm at 8,000 energy shield, and with Grim Harvest or Grim Feast, you can go up to 200%. So you can be 16K. I can beat 16K. I did dial it back. I got hyper focused on survivability, and I was up to 24,000 ES, and it was just too much and didn't really need it. Started swapping some stuff out. Not a fan of Corrupted Blood. I rarely take that one. I also don't like losing my defenses. The crit doesn't really hurt. I know it's not for everybody, but the crit thing doesn't bother this build too much at all. So, well, I mean, in all honesty, most of the time it's my little guys getting hit.
If you can.
So I don't really care if they get crit. Then in the middle of this ring, so when it blows up, you don't get touched. Just waiting for this silly clock.
Yeah, take you.
I don't pick up most blues. I know for crafting purposes, there's a handful of things that I should be picking up. I am not the best when it comes to finances. My primary source of income for crafting and auction house stuff really are these ultimatums as well as the citadels. I like running citadels. I ensure that my citadel map, I don't know, if you've been a POE player for a little while, there was an entire season where all you did with your maps was walk and go. That was the general theme for that season. And don't do much different in this season. I throw an outboard, had a white map. And if it does get high enough for the Waystone drop rate, then I'll throw a Valor about it, trying to get it to prot for 16. But the biggest thing that I found running the Citadels is as long as you have, I'd say 300, 350, definitely 400 plus increased waystone drop rate, you'll get the additional key for the red citadel, the primary citadel. Don't like getting chaos damage and Pentagon
Arrives
2.0.
when and where it pleases.
I'm gonna get back into a little harder. But yeah, getting 2 of those, because right now at the currency exchange, I think they're selling for 240, 250 exalted orbs. So between the exalted orbs from those and the currency exchange for, let me get send this for it to blow up, and then I'll go back and I'll get the little guy. From this, I get the soul cores and the low key pieces to fight the Trialmaster. And I just use the currency exchange on that as well. If I do find something good, I will throw it at the auction house. I have 2 tabs worth of auction house stuff. Definitely not the best at pricing. I wouldn't ever attempt to develop a guide for crafting your auction house expertise, but I do okay. If I throw down an entire day, I can generate, I don't know, maybe 6 or 8 divines worth of runs. Now that's excluding the spurious divine that will drop, but that doesn't happen often enough for me. I think, and I'm up to 92, and I have an 85, I think 85 warrior, 84, 85. Maybe 4 divines, 5 divines in total have dropped. Let's see what the next step is in this. So I appreciate doing the 10 trials because then you get 3 soul cores from them. And I don't know. So of course, so Stormcaller runes, they just sit on the ground. I mean, the mechanic is slow, so slow and really telegraphed that you don't have to worry about, oh man, it got me. I mean, of course, you're reaction time dependent, but with how slow they are in conjunction with being resist capped and a big old pool of 15 energy shield, that kind of stuff didn't really do much to you. See, I wasn't even paying attention. I'm just getting blasted by it. It didn't move my life. The time that my life does move, 99% of the time, is when I do a pain offering. It throws it up there, and then I'll just
You may possess strength after all.
Blood Globules is super easy one. Monster Speed's pretty easy. This Volatile Fiends, I'm not a fan of that one. So I will rarely get that. The minions taking a majority of my damage is pretty integral for my survivability because armor-wise, I'm nothing. Invasion and block, I'm nothing. So
Okay, take you.
that other mechanic where it's the Fiends one, it does little things. They chase you down, they blow up like right on you, and I'm not a fan of that. They'll get me sometime. Now I don't believe I've died to them in quite a while, but they have gotten me in the past, so I try to look at it. That's share my share the story. I had to mess with my audio filters quite a bit, so there might be a little bit of a delay because my GPU fan really spins up on this, and I have a wall-mounted computer.
I like this next one.
They can do
Gossamer
quick, so I don't
flesh
care.
and brittle bones.
Gossamer flesh.
Chaos demands sacrifice.
Slay the monsters in the circles. I will say the biggest issue with this build is if you're standing in something, good luck because you can't see it. Kill monsters here until the blood fills up. And then it'll over to the altar. So then we go to the next circle. Pushed out. So let's go to the last one. This one. So it's got the. It's supposed to no. Get that. Yeah, this is such a cruise control build. You rarely die. You don't have to pay attention. If you want to build that, you can focus on the conversations with your friends more than anything else. This would probably be one of the easier builds for you. Just because, I don't know, it doesn't take much damage. It definitely hammers out some damage. Now, I have foregone some of the crazy amount of DPS you can get out of this build. So if I look at my arsonist damage, they're 10k, and granted, taking that into consideration, that's per projectile, so 30-ish something k, and I have 12 of them. Snipers, similarly, the basic attack, 11, there's 3 of them, and then you gas arrow. That gas arrow hits like a truck. Clerics keep you alive. Raging spirits, you can have 11 of them. They don't show how much damage they do, but it's noticeable. I've run just like watching the amount of health that a boss loses and just counting 1,000, 2,000. I'm on or about
Impressive. Like always.
700,000, 760,000. Just watching a boss, and that's going through a curse, throwing down pain offering, and then gas arrow as soon as they are available. They burn down pretty quick. And now, granted, a lot of it is timing. So let's get this guy going. Let's put the pain arrow down. And then you saw how fast it burned down. I mean, it does a good amount of damage. I don't worry about the amount of DPS that I'm doing, so that's why I lean more towards the survivability aspect, like leaning into fire resist up to 84k, because on this, cold and lightning is sticking as fire. Physical gets transformed into chaos, and the little hellhound soaks up 20%. So making sure I'm capped across the board, but this one being the big one because I shove stuff into fire damage. Let's change it up. Globules is easy. Globules. English is hard sometimes. My intent with this video is to do a showcase of the 10 trials, and then
Try not to die.
After I empty my bag out, we'll go back and I will get the 3 pieces to summon the Trialmaster, and then showcase the Trialmaster, just so you can see with this build. I mean, I pay attention to the mechanics, but it's not nearly as hypersensitive to paying attention to them as some other builds. It's not super indicative that, oh no, I have to make sure I move. It's any of you who were like Mythic rating and World of Warcraft time frame, when you're doing what is it, sunder stacking and taunt swaps and kites and perma locking things. It doesn't require, this build doesn't require actual paying that much attention to what's going on. It's, like I said, it's very cruise control, and it allows for me a lot more fun experience because I don't know, who cares? You're playing the game to have a good time. I'm not playing the game for the crazy challenge that it could be. Otherwise, I would be on solo Southbound and hardcore. I don't want to play that. I'm playing to have a good time and tinker around. And yesterday on my warrior, I was messing with the Thorns build. I mean, trying to make a Thorns build that the damage primarily comes from Thorns is exceptionally difficult. So I was supporting the Thorns build with the totems, but running a 15 with a Thorn build, just living my best life out there.
The next round to be that easy.
9, I never take this one. I'm not a fan. I don't like this one. These Val machinations, they get in the way, but they don't do enough damage to really be an issue. And I say that as we're doing the map where you have to escort the stupid thing. The only map that the Val machinations actually matter. I think it'll be. Let this thing blow up. I'm just gonna soak it. Who cares? Yep. See, soak the explosion, soak the Val. Like, don't. I mean, my energy shield moves, but not visibly, because right now the entirety of this, I've just been in Rim Feast portions of energy shield, and still are. Text message. But yeah, I've primarily been doing Magic the Gathering at Bion MTG, and went back to school for digital editing and learning more about sound and audio and all the facets for this. I'm taking digital media productions. That being said, I don't have the same amount of time that I used to do the Commander gameplay editing. So I thought, this is easy. It's kind of free form, so I don't really have to edit much. I just crop out anything if I make a mistake or if somebody comes up and talks to me, and then put a header and a footer on it and call it a day and throw it on the internet. I did stream. Let's see, this is round 10. Let's just see the storm color. Streamed like on Twitch with this, and although it's enjoyable,
chaos will bring you to your end.
It's Deadly Bait, that's the good one. The left side, it's the one that's actually worth a couple bucks. So between those and the soul cores are the primary revenue generator out of doing these, but I try to keep 1 or 2 sets of them if a friend needs me to run them through something. What do we got? Lightning resist is okay. This one's a good one. There's 5 to all elemental resistances, and the chaos resist is pretty decent.
No.
Bag's full otherwise, so I'm gonna pop back to town real quick. I might edit this portion out or just for simplicity's sake, I'll just throw it in the bank and move on. Might do that.
How can I advise?
Identify some junk.
Get down from there.
Just gonna throw everything in here, and I will look at it in a bit. I'm going to grab one complete set Because like I said, I'm going to showcase fighting the Trialmaster. Yeah, I have Trialmaster leave. So on the Trialmaster, once you complete the 10 trial and you've collected 3 pieces, you can pop them in there, and it's going to open the door.
Expression of despair.
He has extra goodies that you can. I think he drops a jewel that's really good. I don't know. I get like the same 2 things every time, but it's fun, and that's what it's all about. You put this up, poison him, poison him. He did hit.
Obey me.
Shred.
That's it.
My service is finally over.
I probably should have paid attention so you didn't see me get hit and almost die. But it is what it is. It's still a relatively easy fight.
Continue.
And it's even easier if I'm not standing in stuff. That's the exact same mask that I get every time. But yeah. That's the entirety of the Temple of Chaos, doing a 10 trial. And doing that in conjunction with the keys required to do a Trialmaster. And yeah. Do a quick showcase, and I will just scroll down real quick. You can see what's going on. Warriors, I run Brutality and Armor Break stuff. The Infernal Hellhound, Meat Shield, Gasp, Exposure, Strip Away, Fiery Death, Raging Spirits, Culling, Maim, Blind, Fire Mastery. Snipers, I only run 3 of them. Immolate, Feeding Frenzy, Elemental Focus, Bidding, Discombobulate. Arsonist, I have a total of 12 because I'm at 564 here. And that would be Tempo, Scattershot, Heft, Fire Infusion, Lacerate. I run 3 Clerics at the same time. Ingenuity, Elemental Army, Minion Mastery, Grim Feast. I run with Clarity just to keep the mana up. Pain Offering, I run that with Inspiration, Font of Rage, Persistence, Expanse, and Elevation. This is why I take that little bit of damage, but then I just pop my healing potion and it fills me right back up. Flame Wall, which is what triggers the Raging Spirits. I run that with Tempo, Fortress, and Mobility, and the only curse that I run is Flame Mobility, Heightened Curse, and Magnified Effect. For gear, this is where I'm at. I run this with the Spirit Jewel in it, but this is for +3 minion skills. This is +5 minion skills. The amulet is +3 more minion skills. And the helmet is +2 more minion skills. I try to make sure I have enough item rarity. So I have, there's a 31 here, 18 and 11, so 29 here. This one's got a 29 and 15, so wow, 44 here. Gloves have another 20, so I'm well over 100. I think I'm at 120, 125. For charms, I like the increased duration and the charges gained, and that's why I run the 3 charm belt. This is more or less just a charm belt and a little bit of resistance. The most important thing on this is make sure you get your resistances capped, and that 30 movement speed is pretty imperative. But yeah, this is more spirit. This is the only piece of armor energy shield that I run, just because of the implicit of the 30 additional spirit really brings it all together. It's just armor energy shield. Life stacking is pretty important because in your passive tree, you're sacrificing 25% of your life for spirit, 25% of your life for energy shield, and you got your little buddy. My tree, I more or less I ran up this way for minion damage and energy shield, a little bit more energy shield and mana stuff and int. Jewels, I tried to stick as many jewels as possible. So for jewels, I went with energy shield, mana regen, minion damage, and attack and cast speed. It's not optimal, but I change my build so often that sometimes I wanted the attack speed, sometimes I wanted the cast speed. So I just went with a universally applicable jewel so I could flip back and forth. And all my jewels are pretty much the same across the board. So energy shield, mana, damage, attack, and cast speed. You'll see that across all of them. Path down this way. I just recently started testing this just for more damage. The reason that I ended up this way is a little more attack and cast speed, and this will probably be the next one that I run to. And the big thing that I came over here for is the area of effect, because the arsonists do a pretty good area of effect attack, and that's why I wanted to do a little bit harder into the area of effect. Once I grab this one, the next route I'm going to path is down here to make them a little stronger. The only unique jewel that I run is 12 spirit per notable and maximum fire resist per notable. So I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a fair amount of spirit. What is that? 60 more spirit and 5 more max fire resist. And lastly, the same as the rest of them: energy shield, mana regen, minion damage, minion attack, and cast speed. I believe that's pretty much the entirety of the build. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions in the comments down below. And even more so, if you want me to continue making stuff, I can do that. I can just Twitch stream it if you want to follow me. Or if you're a big fan of Magic the Gathering, pop over to Buy on MTG. I'll link it in the comments down below. And we can talk about deck techs or commander. And I also do vintage set review stuff because I am a bit of a vintage collector at the same time. Overall, I hope you enjoyed it. I'm Rob. This is Buy on POE. Good luck and have fun.
Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below.